Good morning students. So the last video we have completed the chapter 9, that is we have seen about the last part of chapter 9. So what are that we have seen? So we have seen the manipulators. So what are all the manipulators in C++? Endl, setW, that is set width, set fill, set precision, and we have seen setf. So and then we have learned the 7 types of expressions. So relational expression, constant expression, integer expression, relational expression, bitwise expression. So everything, pointer expression, everything we have seen, and then at the last we have seen the type conversion. Okay. So up to this we have seen in the last video and we have completed the chapter 9. Now we are going to see the evaluation part of the last part we have seen, and then we are going to see the book back exercise. Okay. So evaluate yourself by this. What is meant by type conversion? So the process of converting one fundamental type into another is called as type conversion. So what are all the fundamental data types you know? So converting them is called as type conversion. C++ provides 2 types of conversion, implicit type conversion and explicit type conversion. How implicit conversion different from explicit conversion? That is, you can also consider this question as difference between implicit conversion and explicit conversion, or they can also ask like this: how implicit conversion is different from explicit conversion? So an implicit type conversion is a conversion performed by the compiler automatically. Here in explicit conversion, C++ allows explicit conversion of variables or expressions from one data type to another specific data type by the programmer. So it is called as automatic conversion, and here it is called as typecasting, and they have given one example. So here integer is added with float, and here we are converting the float into integer explicitly, right? So next, what is the difference between endl and \n? So endl, it inserts a new line and flushes the buffer. Flushes means you know it's clean. \n inserts only a new line. What is the use of references? So a reference provides an alias for a previously defined variable. So you know what is ampersand is the reference operator. So reference variable name is assigned the value of a previously declared variable. And next one, what is the use of precision? Okay. So this is used to display numbers with fractions in specific number of digits. So what is the syntax? Set precision bracket number of digits. Between set and precision you will not be having space. And then float HRA 1200.123. In cout we are giving the manipulator set precision of 5 and then going to print the HRA. So the what will be the output? 1200.1. Okay. So this is the evaluation part they have given for you. And now we will see the book back exercise of chapter 9. So in this 9th chapter we have 2 types of book back exercise. So for first hop, that is introduction to C++, that is who developed, how it came, and then tokens of C++, operators that and then cin statement, cout statement, how we can compile it, how we can run. It's a simple C++ program. What are all the statement referred? So for up to this we have, for this set of syllabus, book back questions were given, and we have I have discussed with you already. This is the next part of this chapter, that is data types, variables and expression. So in 9th chapter there are 2 types of set of book back exercise. So you have to go through it. First book back concept I have discussed with you. This is the second one. Okay. So how many categories of data types available in C++? So how many data types? 3 data types. Which of the following data types is not a fundamental type? So you know very well there are 5 fundamental data types. What are they? Int, float, character, and then we have double and void. So which one is not a fundamental one? Signed. What will be the result of the following statement? So character ch is equal to b, cout int of ch. So here this one gives the ASCII value of b. What is the ASCII value of b? It is 66. And next one, which of the character is used to suffix to indicate a floating point value? So for floating point value we will be having f. And then how many bytes of memory allocates for the following variable declaration if you are using developer C++? So in your book they have given for turbo C++ and developer C++. So in developer C++ for short int. Here they have given short int text. So for short int in developer C++ we have 2 bytes. So what is the output of the following snippet? So character ch is equal to a, ch is equal to ch plus 1. So here just we have given as character. So therefore plus 1 means we will be getting the character as b. And next, which of the following is not a data type modifier? Okay. So signed, long, short, these three are the modifiers. So int is not, it's a basic fundamental data type. So it is not a data type modifier. Which of the following operator returns the size of the data type? So that one is size of function, right? So which operator to be used to access reference of a variable? So as I said, ampersand symbol. This can be used as alternate to endl command. Which one is \n. So instead of endl, we can have \n. What is the difference between these two? Endl flushes the memory, that is, it clears the memory, but this one just feeds a new line, \n. Clear, students? Okay, next we will move to 2 marks. So write a short note const keyword with an example. So const. So literals are data items whose values do not change during the execution of a program. Const is the keyword used to declare a constant. So int num is equal to 100, the value of num can be changed during the execution. Here if you give const and then int and then num is equal to 100, the value can never be changed during the execution. And next, what is the use of setw format manipulator? So setw format manipulator is used to set the width of the given field into the output. So setw manipulator sets the width of the field assigned for the output. So setw is set width. So width of the field. The field width determines the minimum number of characters to be returned in output. Okay, so these 3 points you have to write for setw. And next one, why is character often treated as integer data type? So when we are discussing about fundamental data type itself, we have seen this, these two will be similarly the one. So why is character often treated as integer? So character data type accepts and returns all valid ASCII characters. Character data type is often said to be an integer type since all the characters are represented in memory by their associated ASCII codes. Okay. If a variable is declared as character, C++ allows storing either a character or an integer value. Okay. And next, what is reference variable? What is its use? So a reference provides an alias for a previously defined variable. So declaration of a reference consists of a base type and an ampersand symbol. Usage, reference variable name is assigned the value of a previously declared variable. So consider the following C++ statement. Are they equivalent? Character ch is equal to 67. Character ch is equal to c they have given. So for c we have 67. Yes, above two characters ch is equal to 67 and ch is equal to c are equal. So what is the difference between 56L and 56? 56 is an integer number. It has the memory space for 2 bits. And 56L is a long integer number and in memory it allocates 4 bits. And next one, determine which of the following are valid constant and specify their type. So 0.5 valid floating constant. So name, no, this is a invalid string constant. It must be enclosed within double quotes. \t, this is a valid horizontal tab, but it is not valid constant. Okay. And then comes 27,822, invalid decimal constant, commas is not allowed. Okay. So suppose x and y are two double type variable that you want to add as integer and assign to an integer variable. Construct a C++ statement for the doing so. So two double type variable means double x comma y and one integer variable means int z. So adding x and y and assign to an integer value z. So result what should be? Z must be an integer. So example, x is equal to 2.5, y is equal to 1.2, then result is z is equal to 3. It must be an integer. Okay. So what is the program? Hash include iostream h.h, hash inconio.h. Okay. So void main. So clear screen they have given int z. So clear screen means if you have run the first program, the output will be in the screen. So if you want to clear that screen, for that only we will be giving CLR SCR, that is clear screen. Int Z. So Z has been given as int and double x comma y. So give input x and y. So we get two values x and y. Z is equal to x plus y. C out result Z is equal to Z. So this will be the output. If I give 2.5 and 1.2, my resultant will be the integer 1. What will be the result of following if num is equal to 6 initially? So C out num. So initially we are having 6. So C out num is equal to 5 means what will be my answer? My answer will be 0. Okay, so I can't allocate like this. So which of the following two statements are valid? Y. Also write their result. Int A. A is equal to 3014, A is equal to 3,014. Above the two statements is invalid because we cannot give special symbols are not allowed in the integer values. Commas, open and close bracket. Clear? Okay. So next part 3, we are going to see the 3 marks. So what are the arithmetic operators in C++? Differentiate unary and binary arithmetic operators. Give example for each of them. The symbols which are used to do some mathematical or logical operation are called as operators. So unary means requires only one operand, binary requires 2 operands, ternary requires 3 operands. So they are given example. So increment and decrement operator belongs to unary operators. So plus, minus, star, slash, anything you can give in the binary. So relation for ternary we have the one thing, question mark and colon. Okay. So evaluate x plus is equal to x plus x. Let x is equal to 5 they have given. So first x plus equal to, first x has the value 5. So 5 plus x. So x plus is equal to 5 plus x means already x is 5. So it means 6. 5 plus 6. Then it is 11. X plus is equal to 11 means x is equal to x plus 11. Therefore x is equal to 16. So sometimes they will ask the questions like this. Instead of plus they may ask minus, or instead of 5 they may give another value. Okay. So how relational operators and logical operators are related to one another. So what is relational operator and logical operator? So relational operators are used to determine the relationship between its operands, whereas logical operators are used to determine the relationship between its expressions. So here we are having logical. Okay. So when the two relational operators are applied on two operands, the result will be a boolean, that is 1 or 0 to represent true or false. When the relational operators are applied on two expressions, the result will be a boolean value, that is 1 or 2, true or false respectively. So next one, evaluate the following C++ expression, where x, y, z are integers and m, n are floating point numbers. The value of x is equal to 5, y is equal to 4 and m is equal to 2.5. So first one they have given n is equal to x plus y bar x. So x is equal to 5 plus 4 by 5. So 4 by 5 is 0.8. So 5 plus 0.8, that is 5.8. And next comes z is equal to m star x plus y. So they have given the m value as 2.5. So 2.5 into 5 plus 4. So first multiplication will be happen. So 2.5 into 5 is 12.5 plus 4, 16.5. As z is integer, we have only 16. And next comes incrementing. So 5 plus and then star m plus x. So this, in this only the calculation will be performed. So 5 star 2.5 is 12.5. So plus 5, that is 17.5. And here also as z is integer, we have the value 17. So I think you have clear with the answers. So with this chapter 9 gets over. So have the clear note of it. For this and all you need notes. That's what for that only I have given this. Have a note of it. Make a note of it in your computer classwork note. It will be very helpful for you. Okay. So thank you students.